What a damp delight today has been. I mean, if we wanted 200 days like this, we'd move to Seattle. But one wet day on a dry state that's primed to burn, we'll take it and more like it. Wettest day in Denver in nearly a year. Airport measured 9/10 of an inch of rain today, most in a day since May 30th of last year. They got an inch or more out on the plains for the farmers and ranchers in Yuma, Sterling, and Ray. They've been under severe drought lately. And of course, the fire risk. Marshall Fire happened in the Front Range suburbs, but it gave us a glimpse of how fast-running grass-fed fires can spread in high winds. They're more typically seen out on the eastern plains, where firefighters tell our Steve Stager they are seeing ever more powerful fires lately.
This was the largest we had by some great margin.
When winds ripped through Kiowa County in southeast Colorado a couple of weeks ago, Sheriff Forrest Frazee found himself having to do something he's never had to do before.
One of the county foremen had gotten a maintainer, and he was the only thing that stood between the fire and the town of Brandon.
He ordered evacuations for entire towns, the town of Brandon and the town of Shivington, because of a fast-moving fire.
This one actually ran about 15 miles.
It took coordination of crews from out of town to finally get it under control. That fire, one of two major fires in that region this season. The latest last night, just south of Kiowa County. It caused pre-evacuations in the town of Holly.
Climatologically speaking, the springtime months, particularly once we get into April, are good weather conditions for wildfire activity on our plains.
Becky Bollinger is Colorado's assistant state climatologist.
But this April has been anomalous for a couple of reasons.
First, she says, you factor in the long-term drought. Then the fact that there was virtually no moisture in the plains in the last month. This was also one of the windiest Aprils in recent memory. And of course, there's a climate change component.
While we can't specifically attribute this specific thing happened because of climate change, we do know that climate change is going to make some of these events more likely to occur, or that they will occur more frequently.
Sheriff Frazee is a lifelong resident of Kiowa County. He says it's been years since he remembers fire this bad.
Not since the 50s, okay? I can remember prairie fires in 50 when we had no way to fight them.
The difference with the prairie fires the sheriff remembers from the 50s, he says back then, you didn't have the equipment to get them under control quickly. In the years since, fire crews have been able to get a better handle on those fires before they blow up. But this past month, the wind has been driving these fires so quickly, Kyle, that he tells me in one case during that fire on April 22nd, you had someone in a fire truck who could not keep up with the fire. And when he said that to me, all I could remember was the Marshall Fire. We heard that from crews on the ground too, that they could not keep up with how fast the wind was driving that fire.
We so often talk about either high country or wild and urban interface fires and forget the real danger that those grass fires pose. I mean, in terms of firefighters' lives, that's where we've lost firefighters' lives.
Absolutely. They're trying to hold a line, and not just firefighters. In some cases, you've got farmers out there with tractors digging lines just to try to stop fire from advancing into a town.
It could be a brutal, brutal summer. All right, Steve, thank you.